Hey everyone, Ryan here, or M&R Productions, with my review of a 2003 classic, one of the smaller sets we've ever had from LEGO Star Wars, the 4475 Jabba's Message. With 44 pieces, this set, when released in 2003, retailed for just $7. Inflation adjusted, that's about $10 in today's money. However, if you actually really want one of these on like eBay or something, you're going to be paying like $100 for a sealed one. They ain't cheap. Anyway, this box art shows the exterior of Jabba's palace. We've got our characters outside. We got the Star Wars logo. We kind of got the planetary box art that shows, I think, the atmosphere of a planet going into space. You can see the space continue around to the left and the actual physical place continue to the right. But the side of the box shows our C-3PO, R2-D2, and Bib Fortuna minifigures. Awesome to have in this set. And then the back of the box is going to show a couple movie scenes as well as just the build in a bit of a different angle. And then finally down below we'll see a couple other sets, because this set actually combines with the bigger Jabba's Palace set from the same year and another smaller set just like it, the Jabba's Prize. So you can check out reviews of the other sets on my channel separately. I mean, yeah, they include thumb tabs, but like knives also exist, so we don't have to break the back of the box to open it, hopefully. Oh, it's always so tough to get the lip out. There we go. So inside we should find all the pieces in 2 bags? 1 bag? Wow, just 1 bag. All the pieces in 1 bag except the big plate that's going to go at the bottom of your build. You can see the minifigs with the heads on, abnormal for today, but normal back in the day. We have, I guess this is Bib Fortuna's cape, and then the instruction manual comes folded. You can see they are just normal LEGO instructions, and then the back of the manual is going to have some shots, of the mini sets, and then of course all the Jabba's Palace sets. But let's build this up in 12 easy steps, and we'll take a look at the minifigs. Does that C-3PO look chrome gold to you? Because it looks chrome gold to me, even though it's not. Here we have our Bib Fortuna minifigure. I think LEGO absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. Again, a $7 set, brand new mold for that headpiece on him. It looks awesome. So he's got a great torso print, really nice and shiny metallic color there, some decent detailing just below that. Unfortunately, no leg print or waist print or arm print or even a back print on this character, but we do get a nice black cape, which I guess is effective enough, and it is in that older, a little bit of a tougher material. It's going to bend pretty easily and then just keep the bend. Unfortunately, a lot of these capes frayed over time, really bad condition nowadays. Obviously, I bought the set new in box, so I didn't have to worry about that. I think they got the detailing down pretty well with like the bumps on his head there. I really love his face. The red eyes that they gave him, as well as some of the contours on there, are just perfect. So for a 2003 minifigure, this is an excellent job from LEGO, and it really holds up to today's standards, in my opinion, especially because it's not with the yellow skin tone. They gave him a more realistic skin tone, even though they were still doing yellow figures at the time. I guess the reason they didn't do him in all yellow, and that includes this headpiece here that goes onto his head, very nice mold, would be because he's not a human character. He's an alien species character, so they were able to not do him as a yellow figure, and as a result, he has aged much better than a lot of these early 2000s minifigs. C-3PO was included in this set, and he has aged decently because they haven't changed his head mold or anything at all. They really haven't needed to. The color of modern C-3POs is a bit darker, and it certainly has a much better print nowadays, but this was fine for back in the day. But if they were to release this today, there would certainly be some laughs. But yeah, it's just a very bad print. It looks like it was printed with just a bunch of little dots, which might have been the point, but nonetheless, I don't think it looks that great nowadays. And then finally we get R2-D2. Even back in 2003, R2-D2 was not impervious to printing errors, and as you can see, his dome is slanted down to the left. You can see the gap between the blue and the white with the silver in between, much larger here on the left than it ends up being on the right as it thins out. Not a great look. And while unfortunately even to this day their printing methods with the dome are not particularly improved, they did improve it as far as how much they could print on there. They're able to print it down a little further on the dome, which is nice. But everything else about this character looks fine, and it hasn't changed all that much in 20 years. So the finished build for this thing is obviously very small. On just a 8x8 LEGO base plate, it's tiny. It really is. But at just $7 retail, it makes a lot of sense for it to be so tiny. That being said, this is a decently accurate representation for the price of what it's supposed to be, just basically the doorway into Jabba's palace. I mean, it gets the point across, I guess. I did learn something pretty cool for this review, and that is the name of the iDroid. It's something that in all my years of watching Star Wars, I just never really bothered to research and understand what it is, but it actually is a little bit more than what LEGO has provided us with here, on top of the fact that its name is the TT8L/Y7 Gatekeeper Droid, affectionately nicknamed a Tattletale droid, which makes the TT8L name make a lot of sense, obviously. And it's not entirely accurate, like it certainly could have used a splash of orange for the center of the eye there, but it gets the point across well enough. It is on one of those ball Lego pieces that has an open hole on the bottom that allows you to attach it to the Technic piece there. Speaking of orange, there's a bit of orange on the sides and above, so I guess it does have that splash of orange. Of course, being the exterior of Jabba's palace, it is done in tan and a little bit of brown. There's the nice platform out front where you can actually stick minifigs. You could have C-3PO stand right here. And because the eye is actually on a rod, essentially, this makes it a lot easier to handle. You can actually push it right out into C-3PO's face to look at him and stare him down or whatever you want to do with that. So you can move it a little bit and have it move around up, down, left, and right. Pretty nice range of motion. There's a little bit of space inside if you want to have Bib Fortuna on the inside when the gate opens up. Like I said, just a little bit of space. You can barely have him in there, and you can actually open up the gate. Unfortunately, there's no way to like stop the gate at the top, so you have to hold the gate up if you want to have your characters walk through. The best thing about this set is that it can attach to the Jabba's Palace. So you have the bigger Jabba's Palace released in 2003 alongside this for 30 bucks at the time. Again, this one just $7, so much cheaper edition with the 3 figs. And it can literally just attach right into the side there with that Technic piece. Wham, bam. All done with the Jabba's prize set as well that I don't have the figures on currently, but you get the point. It's a nice addition. Now, something else cool that I did discover you can also do is if you only had the 2 smaller ones, you could just connect the 2 smaller ones as they have the opposite ends there, so they can attach together too, even though it doesn't make a ton of sense. It's just nice to have for kids, as this was probably mainly a gift given to kids for birthdays or Christmas. While it's far from the greatest LEGO Star Wars set of all time, I think this $7 Jabba's Message set is a really cool one and helps recreate a very simple yet iconic scene from Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, at a very cheap price. It also is really a callback to a time in LEGO Star Wars that was very, very different, where you could get 3 minifigs and a build for $7. I mean, it's just so cheap. I feel like most people can pass on a set like this. It doesn't offer too much that you can't get in modern sets, and certainly with Bib Fortuna, there's a more modern version of him in the 2012 Jabba's Palace, so I would just go for that set if you want stuff like this. It just seems to have everything, and you don't have to pay $100 for what was a $7 set. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. It's like a 7 out of 10. It's just not that great